Hey, Nicole Cooper here, and I want to welcome you to the Warehouse Wealth Secrets. Today, I'm going to share with you how you can save up to 90% off of everyday products of things that you are already buying, while also being able to flip these products and earn anywhere from 2x to 10x of your income. So, what we're going to cover is what are discount warehouses? How do they work? How to find what sells best, the step by step process to make your first $1,000, how to market and sell products fast, and how to avoid common mistakes that so many people make. And I'm going to show you how to avoid them. So, what are discount warehouses? Well, these are places where overstocked, returned, liquidated items go when stores close down or when they're phasing out products or they have too many. Okay. So, these are places where you can save money on personal purchases and flip items for profit. The reason why these are so valuable is because you can save anywhere from 25 to 90% off of things that you're already buying. You can access bulk deals in different pallets. You can find unique items not available in retail stores, and they're perfect for resellers, bargain hunters, and budget conscious shoppers. So, how do they get their products? Overstock. So, if you think about sometimes people might order way too much of a certain thing, and so they're going to get rid of them. Customer return. So, think about it. Where does your stuff go when you return them back? And I know a lot of us probably order stuff off of Amazon and we send it back. So these are the kind of places that get these warehouses get these returns. And then liquidation, where stores shut down and they need to get rid of their products. So what do? They send them out to different places where people can resell that inventory. And then closeout sales, where stores are clearing out for the season and they're bringing in new items that they need to make room. And so they get rid of all of the last season items. So the way that this works is a retailer pretty much takes their products, overstocks and returns, and they liquidate them and send them to wholesale buyers. Those buyers then place them in bin stores or discount stores. So, Ross and Target, Ross, Marshalls, and TJ Maxx are great examples of that, where they're sending their items to these different places and then people can come in and purchase them. The difference between a Ross and a TJ Maxx and Marshalls is they're priced at a premium for retail sales, where when you go through the discount warehouses, you actually can get them at a discounted rate. You can resell them and make income, right? And then in the end, you sell them, you make your profit, and then you rinse and repeat. And that's the way that we're going to talk about being able to do that today. So think about these different stores right now. So LL Flooring, Big Lots, CVS, Joann's, all these places right now are shutting down. And so when you see these stores closing, they're going to pull all their inventory and sell them to like a warehouse in bulk. And then that warehouse now is trying to push these off. But usually before it just goes direct to consumer, it might go to some people that resell them, whether people want to resell them in their stores or whether they're going to flip them online or wherever they send them. But there's going to be tons of products that they have that they want to sell off to the resellers. And then the resellers go ahead and sell them on places like Facebook Marketplace. So when you think about these kind of products, they have everything: electronics, furniture, clothing, tools, hardware, home goods, toys, everything you can imagine. Everything that you use, all these products that are out here that you're buying every single day, they don't always sell. So they're going to go through a warehouse that they're going to be available as discounted items. So here's some common products: general merchandise, household goods, health beauty products, groceries and consumables, electronics and office supplies, things like laptops and notebooks, headphones, chargers, cables, and things like that, clothing and footwear, furniture and home goods, arts, crafts and fabrics, toys and baby products, auto and hardware supplies. All of these things are things that we buy every single day. And these are the kind of things that end up in the warehouses. So there's different kind of warehouses. You have auction warehouses, bin stores, wholesale warehouses, government, retail clearance, overstock and returns, right? And we were able to, the secret warehouse that we have access to, we went and got introduced to this from a friend because my son wanted to start an e-com business. And so it just so happened, right when he said he wanted to start this business, a friend of mine told me about a discount warehouse in our area. And I was like, oh my gosh, let me check it out. That night I started ordering stuff and I started telling friends about it. Everybody told me what they wanted to order. And we did 3,500 in sales in our first month. And these are kind of some of the things that you see on the side. So we bought some items for family and friends, but we also bought some for resale where we posted it on Facebook Marketplace and different apps like Nextdoor and things like that. And we were able to make sales generate over 3,500 in our first month. So here's some examples of some of the things that we purchased. This is like a back seat extender for a dog seat. This is really, really good for people who are traveling with their pets. It's almost like, I tell people, it's like a backseat playpen because it completely kind of walls off that area so the dog feels safe in those gap areas. And these run, as you can see, 110. We have some of them that cost up to 200. I got this for $3 and I sell it anywhere between $45 to $65. You can find some on Amazon for $80, some for different price ranges. But this just goes to show $3. And then by the time they add taxes and fees, it was a little under probably $8 or $9, right? But being able to flip it and turn it into $45 to $65. I had a friend who wanted a blender. And if you guys know, Vitamix like top of the line. This is the top of the Vitamix line. It's called the Black Diamond Blender, which costs over $500. We got one brand spanking new for $155. These futons, we got several of these different type of sofa beds. They run anywhere from $150 to $200. I got this one for $52 and I resold it on Facebook Marketplace for $150. This is also a futon mattress, 8 inches, very high quality, runs $230 online on Amazon. I got it for $46. I flipped it for $150. This is other things that we get like for ourselves, like comforter sets for $12. Got my daughter one that she's been wanting for a while. It was an $80 comforter set we got for, I think we got it for like $15. With taxes and fees, it was $20. Got my son one for $8. Some of these come brand new. Sometimes they're returns and sometimes they're damaged. So my son's was damaged. It was $8, but my daughter's was brand spanking new. It's like we went and bought it from TJ Maxx or something. And then here's a list of other things that, example of other things that we've purchased. So this storage cabinet here for $31, it's normally $135. This Pilates reformer machine we recently got, this almost $500 for $175. This swimsuit cover-up set that we got, this runs about $45 on Amazon. We got it for $2. This dog car seat that runs $40, we got for $5. The makeup brush cleaner, the different picture frames. Those picture frames cost $40. We got for $1. Then you can get clothes. So this dress here was $30. We got it for $1. The body shaper was $46. Got for $2. This closet organizer that runs almost $90, we got for $34. We got my son a mattress for $72. This dress, bodycon dress, love these kind of dresses that suck you all the way in all the areas, for $5. More of those car seats. So you can see the list goes on and on, but essentially with over 90 items purchased, we saved over $15,000. $15,699.03 to be exact. Now, here's the reality of this. This is exactly what those items would have cost me more on Amazon. Okay. And so if I tell people, if you want to flip this, take your savings and just do a guesstimate to kind of see what kind of money you can earn. And this is just a rough guesstimate. But if we took 25% of what we saved and that turned into profit, that can be $3,924.95. So pretty much $3,925, right? We were to turn 50% of the savings into profit. So we resell the products and get about 50%. It's not going to be 50% of the actual product. It's just of what we saved, right? You can make almost $78.50, y'all. So this is the power of reselling and leveraging these different types of houses. The reality is, y'all, you got to know how to play this game. You could take a whole lot of loss just as much as you could take wins, right? Because you need to vet where you're shopping from. You need to know what kind of products to buy and if it's going to be products that people really want. You got to make sure that they're not damaged. And if they are, what do you do with them after you purchase them? Because I have purchased a few things that we took some losses on because they were returned with no hardware and no instructions. And then you can't go and find the instructions online. So you got to figure out what hardware you need to put it together. So you know how you put like IKEA kind of furniture together. We bought a couple furniture pieces that I was super excited about. And then when we got them, they were missing stuff. And we couldn't return them because we didn't know how to play the game of how to return it. Now we know. And these are the kind of things that I teach in our advanced training on what to buy, what to look for, how much to pay for it, because there's a certain percentage you don't want to go over, how to ensure so that you can make sure that you can return the item if it's no good, right? How to flip the products, how to get a good profit margin, how to know what the average sales cost is of that product, where to go. These are all things that we teach in our advanced training. And so as good as this looks, you want to make sure that you're not taking losses in the process of doing this. And we'll teach you how not to take losses in our advanced training. Okay. And so this just gives you an example of if you're buying different items, kind of money you can make. So let's say you get some electronics item where it's $35 that actually costs $95. You actually resell it for $95, but the market rate is $120. The buyer's going to save 20% off. You make $60. So literally you're taking your $35 and you're doubling it. You might find home goods, $25. You sell it for $90. The profit might is $65, but the actual market price for that, the thing that you bought for $25 actually costs $130. Your buyers can get a savings of 30%. So these are just examples of like what this can look like. Inside of our advanced training, we go into depth about knowing what the retail price is, how to keep your profit margins large enough for the money to make sense, what not to go over and what not to spend as far as a certain percentage on what you pay for that product, how to price compare it. We even provide a pricing profit calculator so that you can automatically just typing in the different product you have, what the retail rate is, and it'll spit out to you the formula that you need to know how much you should charge for the item. How much you should pay for the item, how much you should charge for the item, and how much profit you can make. And so these are things that you can definitely can leverage and take advantage of. And when I say you can turn $100 into $1,000, you got to know how to buy right. You got to know what products you should be investing in. You got to know what's high in demand that people are going to want to purchase from you. And if you want to know how to make your first $1,000, let's talk about how to make your first $1,000. Okay. So the first step that you want to take is find a discount warehouse source that you trust, that has good pricing margins, and that you can be able to find quality products that people want to buy, right? The second thing that you want to do is calculate. So you want to calculate how much you should buy that product for, how much you're going to be able, what's the average sales price of that product, and then what your potential profit margin is. So you can know, do I buy one of these products? Or do I buy 10 of them? Can I just flip just these alone? Or do I need to diversify what I sell? So like I was telling a couple of people on the advanced training, I'm like, listen, pay attention to what people are asking for. My son flips products, but he knows what his friends want. So he buys products that his friends want. You want to know what your peers are asking for, what they're paying for, what people are looking for online that are top sellers, kind of no-brainer purchasing products. For example, we know baby stuff is always going to be high in demand. So that's a good niche to go into. There's different niches that you can get involved in that are going to be high in demand versus some stuff you might like, but people will not buy, or it doesn't have a good profit margin on it. So you have to understand what people want and what they're willing to pay for, and at what price can you get it for so that the profit margin is big enough. So let's say, for example, I bought some treadmills. I bought treadmills, and the treadmills, these are walking pads. They're not like Nordic track. They're more like walking pads that you walk on while you're working, right? They usually run anywhere from like $125 to $200. And I got them for 60. I got one for $60, and I've been wanting to sell it for 125, but most people are trying to negotiate me down to 100. Well, I discovered, number one, I overpaid. I should have never paid $60 for it. I shouldn't have paid no more than $30 for it, and I shouldn't charge no more than 100 for it. So it's just been sitting at 125, and it's a product that I've just had sitting here. I have two of them, and they're not selling. I sold one. I had three of them. I sold one really easy, but these other two have just been selling here. So now I know this is not really a product that I would want to push, because unless I can get it really low, the profit margins are not that, it's not there where I want it to be, because paying 60 and then charging 100 for a big item like that, I don't want to be carrying that around for $40. Doesn't make sense for me. But I would do it for 125, right? Or if I can charge a little bit, if I can charge 125 and only pay $30, now I'm making almost $100 per item. So I don't think I would want to resell walking pads, whereas I can sell something like baby products, where I might be selling a stroller or a car seat, and I can make that same $40. It might be something even smaller. It might be electronics. It might be some kind of stand for your computer, or a Bluetooth a keyboard, where I might have similar profit margins. That's way less headache and way less to move and navigate around, right? So these are things that I learned by doing this with my son, what products work, what products don't work. So you want to calculate the profits, you want to choose the right items, and then you want to list and market those products for quick sales. You do have to do research. I show you guys how to do your research. I provide you with a workbook in our advanced training on doing the research and what to look for and what to be mindful of. But you want to be very, very careful just buying things that you think people want, because you might realize it might be something you like that doesn't sell, or you're not going to make any real profit off of it. So as much as you enjoyed having that product, the people aren't buying it. And I have several sitting in my garage right now because I didn't know any better, right? So now I know better. Step number 4 is, step number 3, you list and market your products for quick sales. So there's multiple places that you can list, like Facebook Marketplace and Nextdoor, and things like that. And we also share other apps and places that you can go and sell on, that you can be able to generate great income from, and do it in 24 hours versus expanding out over time, where you end up putting it on Marketplace and it sells onesie twosies, but it takes a month to sell, versus having these different resources that I'm going to share with you in the advanced training, where you can get out there and sell everything in one sitting, right? And so you want to research where to sell these products at and how to get in front of the audience that wants to buy it. Because I'm going to tell you guys, I don't care what the economy is right now, people are still buying products. And so TikTok Shop is a great example. If people buy stuff all day long on TikTok Shop. And so you want to get in the habit of researching to figure out where your clients are and making sure you're feeding them what they want. And then that way you're able to make quick sales. Step number 4 is you sell, you ship, and you deliver with ease. I tell people, if you want to get a return on your investment quickly, you can sell locally. You also can do some online sales if you want to do eBay and stuff like that, and you just have to ship. However you want to do it, you can do it, whether you want to go deliver it to people or whether you want to ship it. I know some people are like, I don't want to meet nobody. I don't want to deal with none of that. I want to just ship. So the secret to that is getting products that are easy to ship, that don't require a lot of exhaustive processes for shipping, right? So for example, me with these walking pads, I would never do that if it wasn't a local sale, because the shipping is going to be expensive. Maneuvering these back and forth to a shipping place is going to be just a headache. And anything big and bulky, right? It's just like, okay, is this worth it? Do I want to just have small, simple things that can fit in small boxes that I can ship? Because I mean, it is what it is. Shipping cost is expensive, and it also requires for you to get these things back and forth to those places. And so, like my son sells and ships all the time. He has little small items that he can easily just toss inside of a bag and ship off. I sell books and things like that. So that's easy. But we want to be mindful of what we are selling in the process of shipping so that it can deliver with ease. Okay. And then step number 5 is reinvest those profits to scale. So when you make a little money, right, you make your first couple, I don't want to say little money. When you make money, you put a percentage aside, and then you take the rest and you reinvest it. And that way you grow your inventory, you grow your sales, and you're able to generate a lot of income. If you want to eventually do this on a larger scale, where you can go from making a couple $100 to thousands of dollars every single month and do this full time, then you can start investing in a larger bulk, buy things in bulk type of process, which we share with you in the advanced training. How do you do that? How do you start buying bigger in bulk products and selling and flipping it? I give you tons of resources, government resources, different stores that you like Target, Walmart, all kind of major stores, JC Penney's, Home Depot, all of them. They all have things that you can buy in bulk. And so these are the kind of things that we share with you in the advanced training, where you can reinvest and start buying more products at a much cheaper cost that you can flip and get a much bigger profit margin on. And so these are the 5 steps to take to making your first 1,000. And so let me just give you an example of the profit formula that you want to look out for, right? So when you are selling anything, you want to think about what the sales price is, what you paid for, and what your fees were, right? So all of these different warehouses got some kind of fees attached. So you might see that I paid $1 for something, but no, I didn't pay $1 in the end. For every item I purchased, there's a fee attached to that item. So it's like $3. Then there's a tax that goes on that item. Then there's the regular sales tax. So that dollar item easily cost us $5 and like 42 cents or 50 cents, what it is, something like that, right? So you're talking about, what is that? That's a 400, dang near 500% markup on that price. Now, all of them are not like that, but I'm just saying the dollar items are like that, right? So I'm end up spending about $5. Other stuff is like $20. You might add about 5 to 7, maybe $8 on top of that of the fees. So you got to be mindful. All of this we go over in the advanced training. You got to be mindful of what those fees are. And that way you keep your purchase price at a minimum, and you got to be very smart and not emotional, because a lot of us get emotional when we want to buy something and we start talking ourselves into spending more money. But you have to remove the emotion out of it and look at the data and the numbers and the logic and say, okay, if I'm going to sell this item for $50, I don't want to spend no more than $15 for it, because I got fees on top of that, and then I might have to ship. I want to at least make a 2x on my money, right? So if I spend 15, it's going to cost me probably get up to $20, $25. When I sell it, I can make 50. That'll make me feel good, but I don't want to spend $40 on it to sell it for 50 and you make $10, because now you feel like it's a waste of your time, right? So you want to be thinking about your profit margin, the sales price that you're going to sell it for, what was the purchase price, and then the fees that you had to pay. And you always want to aim for a 2x to 10x return on your investment. So for example, there are different items that we have here that, as you can see, for swimsuits. We purchased a lot of swimsuits because in the wintertime, it was a ton of swimsuits on the market available, and they were just $1. But as I told you, by the time you add the fees on top of that, it goes up to $5 and change. But we can resell those swimsuits for $25 to $30. Now we are 6xing our money. This is my daughter's business where she has the swimsuits and the clothes, right? So now we are 6xing our money. Some of them we could sell for $35 and $40. So when we look at something like that, remember I told you the little $40 that we were getting with the walking pad? I'd much rather sell the swimsuits, stick them in these envelopes and ship them off really fast. You can swim. They're way easier on storage than accumulating a ton of walking pads to make the same profit. You see what I'm saying? So this is how you have to be mindful of how much something costs, what the profit margin is, and is it worth it? Is the demand there where people are buying? Another thing I noticed about the walking pad is that the first one I sold was at the beginning of the year when everybody has these weight loss goals, right? But as time went by, because I didn't price it right, it just sat and sat. Now people are not as inspired. And now the sun's coming out. People are going outside. They don't have to worry about walking inside. Now they want to be outside. Cabin fever is over with. And so they're not as motivated to buy a walking pad. So all of that plays a role, even with the swimsuits. We noticed trying to sell swimsuits in the wintertime, nobody was buying. So we already knew we're collecting swimsuits for spring and summer. And so now we're rolling them out to get them out for the spring and summer season. But we collected them during that time and got a bunch of them when nobody else was thinking about buying them, right? So that's an example of aiming for a 2x to 10x for a return on your investment. You also want to look for high demand, quick selling items. I tell people, my cousin taught me this. She runs a company and she made over $50 million. She said, listen, you want to look for people to buy things with an impulse buy, meaning sometimes it's lower price, great price, and it's a no-brainer purchase. When it's too high and people got to think about it, you're going to have slow sales. But when you have things that are built off of impulse buys, then this is how you do it, right? So selling things like my son, the stuff that he sells is an impulse buy. Because boy, they buy him like crazy, but his product is great. His pricing strategy is great. And he sells out as soon as he gets his products. So you want to have things that are high in demand and they sell quickly. You also want to research your prices. You can do that on Amazon, eBay, Facebook Marketplace, and things like that, right? Another example, I bought a futon for $40, resold it for $150 to $200. So making over $100 profit off of that. And even in that, right? It was slow to sell because I priced it higher than normal. They did sell eventually, but now I know I don't want to buy a futon for more than $20. If I'm going to flip it because I want to make over $100 profit to carry something that big, I'd much rather have 5 swimsuits and make that same profit than to get those big items that you got to lug around, meet people with, and hassle, and they want to see it, and if it's folded and all these things. So it's knowing what products are worth it and what products are not. So let's kind of walk through this. We just talked about the whole swimsuit thing, right? And how to go from the $5 you spent to $30. This is how identifying which products are good for sales will get you to your profits quickly, right? So you want to reinvest about 50 to 70% of your profits for more inventory, and you can start testing higher ticket items or higher profit margin items. Let's not just say higher ticket items that give you a higher profit margin is really what matters, because you can have high ticket items can give you a good profit margin, but you want to make sure you don't just buy a bunch of expensive stuff because you think you're going to make good money on it, because some of it you might not make good money on it because people don't want to pay full price or close to the higher price that you're charging. So you want to think about, how can I turn $100 to $300 to $500? I know I can take, let's say I get $100 worth of swimsuits. That's 20 swimsuits. And let's say I charge $30 for those swimsuits. I'm going to make, I get 20, right? So 5 into 100 is 20. So I get 20 swimsuits. I charge $30 for each swimsuit. That's $600. So I've literally turned $100 worth of swimsuits into $600. If I just charge $25 for it, then I'm going to end up, I'm actually doing the math now. I should have put this example in here, but 25 times 20. Yeah, so that is what I thought it is, 500. So $500 to $600 in swimsuit sales just from $100 worth of swimsuits. That makes sense to me. That makes a lot of sense. So think about how you can flip. Which products do you get that you can flip and get the most profit margin from? And then you reinvest and buy more of those, and you figure out how to scale up from there. Specialties and niches are really good because you can get a consistent following of loyal buyers or people who are just looking for that specific thing that'll come to you. So if they're just looking for swimsuits, then they can go there. So let's say I focus on just selling swimsuits and I start an Instagram page, and I don't like this term, but let's just say I call it discountedSwimsuits.com, right? So that means some of your favorite swimsuits are here at a discount, and I just focused on that, and everything is $30 or everything is $40, whatever. However you want to do it, I can now build that brand, and now I can create a community around that where everybody's talking about. Go to discountedSwimsuits.com and get your swimsuit from there. This is where I got mine from. I can build a whole brand and a movement around that if I pick a selected niche. So these are the kind of things that you can do if you were really to target a specific niche and focus and understand your profit margins and how to scale them up. So here's some common mistakes you want to avoid. Be careful buying items without checking the demand. As I shared, I did that and stuff is sitting there like those walking pads, and it just is not worth the investment. So see where the demand is. Also, overpaying for inventory. I've done that too. And I talk about in the advanced training how to avoid this and using our product profit calculator that shows you how to avoid that, right? Also, be careful getting scammed. There are tons of scams out here with people selling discounted goods, especially on places like Facebook and other places like that. So be careful, do your research. We show you where to go, incredible resources inside of our advanced training. So you want to be mindful of that. And also just not knowing where to source products and losing money. Y'all, listen, you can do this the cheap way and go out here and try to figure it out yourself and take some losses in time and money, or you can get our advanced training and we'll show you how to avoid these mistakes that we already made, and some of my peers that have been doing this for a while that shared with me. We'll show you where to source these products. We can get really good items and how to avoid losing money. Okay. Also, pricing mistakes. You can set products too high or too low, and you might not factor in those sales fees and those taxes. It doesn't matter how good of a deal you think you're getting. If you don't do the pricing right, you can take a whole lot of losses. Okay. Also, launching mistakes. You know, a lot of us look at something like this and we just overcomplicate it, y'all. It's products people buying every day. Even if you were to go clean out your garage right now and put some stuff on Facebook Marketplace, you will be surprised how many people end up buying your items. I need to put that in here. We're going to put it inside of a couple years back when we moved, we put everything in our house on Facebook Marketplace. And I think we ended up making almost $16,000, right? But we did book auctions. We sold all my shoes, my clothes. We were selling furniture, and we sold it fast on Facebook Marketplace. So I'm going to include that book inside of the advanced training for people to be able to have access to. But we show you what we did and how we did it, and it's still relevant today. So a lot of us are just overthinking this. But if you need an extra $100, $500 to $1,000 a month, y'all, this is a great place to start. A great place to start. So I want you to think about it. You know, would you like to earn an extra $500 to $5,000 a month? Because you can make whatever you want with this, however you want it to work. And this is without any hidden discount deals. And some of the stuff you don't even need to get access to a local warehouse. I'll show you how to get access to these things online in our advanced training. Are you ready to learn how I turned $100 into $1,000 flipping these products, and how you can do it too? Y'all, my son is 13 and in the 7th grade, and he is killing it. You hear me? He is doing a phenomenal job. Just ran downstairs and said, Mom, I just saw he just got products in, put it on his website, and he already is selling the products. And I got to go after this and take him to the post office to stick them in the mail, right? Another thing is, do you want to learn the secrets to buying products at 80 to 90% off and reselling them for 10x to 2x profits, right? You can 2x to 10x your income if you know how to properly price, properly buy, and properly resell these products. These are things that you can do, as well as anything that you need for your own house. We buy stuff for our house as well, and it has been a tremendous help. I've put together an advanced training, our Warehouse Wealth Secrets, where I provide you the blueprint and the game plan to turn $20 into 100 and 100 into 1,000. You guys, this is a no-brainer strategy. We have a company called Six Figure Skills, where we teach people how to have high-level skills to generate high-level income. What I love about this is great for those who don't want to be worried about no high-level anything, because your brain is fried after work and you just need some side income, or you want to do this with your kids, or you already have a high-level position and this is just something to do extra that generates income and puts your mind at ease because you don't have to overthink it. If you want to be able to leverage this, they're in your neighborhood, I promise you. And inside the advanced training, we show you how to find them and where to go. But if you want to learn how to leverage this, then we have put this training together. And inside of this training, what we're going to share with you is the exact thing that we did to build out our inventory to double to X our income, right? We're going to show you where to find the best discount products, what are the different websites and the different places and resources that you need so that you can get really good profit margins. You got to be careful where you purchase because some people are charging you retail rates. You can't flip off of retail rates because you've already eaten up all the profit margins in your purchase. So you have to know how to buy at a heavy, deep discount, hopefully up to 90% off. I usually teach people to get up to 90% off, sometimes 95% off, but you got to know where to go to get that. And I'll show you how in the advanced training. It's also a little known platform where people are 2xing and 10xing their investment. Y'all, it is so much fun. I cannot wait to share this with you. It is a tool that you can use to resell your products. And when you get on this tool, you can sell out in an hour or two of everything that you have and make all your money in one sitting. Also, how to avoid common mistakes that cause beginners to lose money. Now, most people don't have no money to lose right now. And so if you don't want to lose money or lose time wasting around and kicking tires, trying to figure this out, you want access to our advanced training. You also will learn how to scale from a side hustle to full-time income. So if you have things that you want to sell, you want to do this in bulk and you want to start making some real money, I'm going to show you all examples of people who do this. And now one guy, he went from being broke pretty much in, I think he said he had $60 that he got started with. And now last year, this is year 3 for him, he did over $12 million. And I'll share with you guys how he did it. And so if you want to, it's $12 million in a year. That's not profit. Okay. FYI, that's revenue. I don't know how much he made in profit, but still he has a $12 million company that he scaled up to. It's a lot of potential in this, and people are buying every day, every single day. And so this is something that I'll show you how to do in the advanced training. And then also how to purchase everyday products for up to 90% off. Like, listen, y'all, I don't ever really get certain things I spend full price on. But now when my husband comes to me, my kids come to me, my mom comes to me and like, I need X, Y, and Z. I'm like, let me check the warehouse. I check the warehouse. I put a little save search on there so that if I can't find it that day, it alerts me when it pops up. And guess what? We buy the item at a deep discount. In most cases, I would say most cases under 40 to 50% off minimum. But a lot of it is like 75 to 90% off. And for example, my husband asked me the other day, he was like, Nick, where can I go get some things laminated? And so I said, well, what do you need laminated? So he showed me, and he runs a camp in the summertime, right? And he showed me the paperwork that he needed. And I was like, well, you're going to keep needing to laminate these things. We just need a laminator. I said, hold on. And I said, let me check the warehouse. Yeah, I checked the warehouse. It was one available for sale at an auction. And I went on ahead and I bid on it and we won. And I just recently picked it up and gave it to him. So now he has his own laminator. Then he wants to do t-shirts. So now we're looking for t-shirt pressing tools. And so we started looking that up, right? My kids wanted comforter sets. My son needed a whole new bedroom set, all these things. We went right on the warehouse, got him a mattress for under $100, got him a frame for $18, got him a headboard for $8. I mean, literally we saved $400 or $500 just putting his room together already. We got him the nightstands he wanted with the LED lights, the headboard he wanted with the LED lights, all these things. And so whenever anybody asks me for something, my friends as well, they're like, I need a vacuum, I need a wagon, I need a juicer, I need a air fryer, I need a grill. They come to me and I'm like, hold on before you spend your money and let me see if I can find it. And we always find things that we need through this warehouse and through this process. And so you literally can get everything you need without overexerting yourself financially. And as you can see, we got 93 products for almost $16,000 in savings, y'all. So this has been hey, because we did just move into a house that's dang near 3 times the size of our last house. And so we needed to furnish it and do different things. So it makes a tremendous difference in your own personal expenses, in your own personal purchases. And so I want you just to imagine flipping products in less than 48 hours and doubling money, right? So let's say you spent $100 and you need to generate some more right now income. You turn it into 200, turn that 2 into 400. right? It's possible with this. Imagine creating a system that turns 100 to 500, then 1,000 to 2,500, building a profitable side hustle or even a full-time business from home through this, right? And being ahead of the curve while others are still trying to figure out what their side hustle is going to be to make extra income to keep up with inflation, you already in motion making sales and making money. This is what's possible through this training. So this is going to position you to save money off your own purchases, have a system that generates consistent income, show you where to buy, find, buy, and sell profitable products fast, and make extra income while having access to a network of sellers. Reasons why this is so beneficial right now, y'all, is because rising cost of living, people want deals. More retail stores are closing. So CVS, Joann Fabrics, all of those, Bed Bath & Beyond just closed. All of them are selling off all these things and you can get access to them at a deep discount. E-com is booming, clearly, right? TikTok Shop shows us that. Side hustles are a necessity, not a luxury, and people are looking for alternative shopping options. You can take advantage of all of this, and I'll show you how I was able to do 3,500 in sales in my first 30 days, and my son making 300 to 500 a week off of selling stuff. He's 13 and he's in the 7th grade. I cannot believe how great he is. Well, I can't believe it. He's doing amazing, and you can too. So here's what you'll get inside, you guys. We'll show you the top niches and products to buy. The product profits calculator, you'll get access to that. Nationwide warehouses, y'all, I'm going to give y'all a list of every single one that I know that's valid, but I also give you info on how to find warehouses near you because you might be in a very small town in a little bit of nowhere and you're like, ain't nothing around me. I bet you'll find something, maybe a little drive, but you'll be able to find something. Top keywords to use when searching for the companies, put $1,000 profit formula, and top websites and apps to sell on, right? So this is worth over 1,000, well over 1,000. You know how much I've saved alone. But y'all, this is only a $97 training. We make it very affordable. We're giving you so much value. I've spent a ton of time researching this stuff, okay? And I'm making sure that you know how to make profitable income from it. And so I show you all those things inside. So what you're going to want to do is go ahead and click the link below and get registered, and you'll get instant access. So you do not have to wait for a live training. It's already mapped out. All the resources are in there, and we're constantly adding the resources, and you get access into our community where you can chat with other people, exchange ideas, get insight, and see what other people are doing, and it'll help you out a great deal. So I want to thank you for joining us. Go ahead and click the link below to get access to the advanced training. It is going to be a game changer for you, and I look forward to seeing you on the inside so that we can help you to save up to 90% off of your own goods, as well as 2x to 10x your income and profits. All right. See y'all on the inside. Click the link below now.